Moving on to something really serious now. The discussion of child sexual abuse is one that people often shy away from, but there's one organisation that wants to get everybody talking about it.
We had some people visiting us who were staying over, and in the middle of the night I was woken up by our visitor and taken to the bathroom, and I was pretty confused.
Siona Howard was only 3 years old when her innocence was stolen.
He did what he wanted to do, and then I was put back in bed, kissed, tucked in, and he also made me keep the secret, and that was very, confusing for a little girl.
It wasn't until 5 years later that Siona felt confident enough to say no.
When I was about 8, I learnt somewhere that it was wrong. Every time he did it to me, I questioned. I was like, oh, I don't really like this.
The statistics of sexual abuse are truly devastating. 1 in 5 children, or 59,000 per year, will be sexually abused before the age of 18. Of those children, 73% will keep silent about the abuse for at least a year. 45% of victims do not tell anyone for 5 years. Some never disclose what happened to them. For the children who do speak up, they're faced with another hurdle. 1 in 3 Australians would not believe a child who confessed they were abused. This is despite that in 98% of child abuse cases, children are telling the truth. But like Siona, there are some people who dare to speak up and encourage us to do the same.
Whenever I'm out there and I tell people 1 in 5 children are going to be sexually assaulted before they turn 18, the response I get is more of a disbelief. Like there's a glazing over where people just go, that can't be right.
National child protection advocate Bravehearts is partnering with Dollar Cosmetics Club to halve the number of children abused.
We're looking for a campaign. We're looking for the community to become engaged with our children. Hospitals and breast cancer and prostate cancer. Our children deserve that kind of attention.
The plan is simple. Take a photo of yourself showing the 1 in 5 gesture. Upload it to 1in5.org.au and share to Facebook and Twitter.
Silence, secrecy and shame are the pedophile's best friend and our children's worst enemy. We want Australia to be the safest place in the world to raise a child. The beautiful thing about that is that it's not whimsical, it's actually doable. It's not scary to talk about, it's necessary.
They're really scary stats because 1 in 5, you break that down, 2.3 kids per family. That's 1 every 2 and a bit families. This is massive, the scale of this is
watching that woman and how brave she was there, coming forward aged 8, it's a conversation we have to have with our kids. But I'm ashamed to admit, my girls are old now, but I don't know if I'd have been able to find the words to have that conversation.
Have you had that conversation?
Well, I've read various things that have talked about using the correct body, names for body parts and talking to children about, their body is their body and things like that. But I can't, I can't say the actual words to use or how to.
Because we struggle with this as well, and the way we've done it, I don't know if we're doing it right, but you don't start with sexual abuse, you start with the idea of controlling your own body. And if they understand that they have the absolute right to control that, then that sort of helps. But
I know Bravehearts, on their website, they have a whole lot of resources for parents. You can go on there and learn how to have that conversation and where to get some information.
And a huge thanks to Siona for sharing her story with us. And if you want to upload or donate to the 1-5 campaign, just head to 1in5.org.au or the Bravehearts Foundation. And if you or someone you know needs help, call the Kids Helpline on 1800 55 1800. Those details also on our website. We'll be back in a moment. Coming up on the